Hey.
Here are some little fun facts. The typical thunderstorm is 15 miles in diameter and lasts an average of 30 minutes. Nearly 1,800 thunderstorms are happening at any moment around the world. That's 16 million a year. According to the National Weather Service, there is an average of 25 million lightning strikes detected each year in the United States. About 400 people are hit by lightning each year, and lightning kills more people every year than tornadoes. Cloud-to-ground lightning bolts are also a common occurrence during thunderstorms, and about 100 strike Earth's surface every single second. Did you know that each lightning bolt can contain up to 1 billion volts of electricity? To inform my audience on how thunderstorms develop, the three main points I will be discussing is how thunderstorms develop, the three stages of thunderstorms' life cycle, and the different types of thunderstorms. Three ingredients cause thunderstorms to form. The three ingredients are moisture, rising unstable air, and a lifting mechanism to provide the nudge. The sun heats the surface of the earth, which warms the air above it. The warmed surface air begins to rise up into the cooler air above it, causing a rising motion that will continue to rise as long as it weighs less and stays warmer than the air around it. As the air rises, it transfers heat from the surface of the earth to the upper levels of the atmosphere. The water vapor it contains begins to cool, releases the heat, condenses, and forms a cloud. Thunderstorms have three stages in their life cycle: the developing stage, the mature stage, and the dissipating stage. An updraft is the first signal of a developing thunderstorm and begins the development stage. During the updraft, as the warm moist air is pushed upward, moisture is released, forming cumulus clouds. The rising air produces little to no rain and occasional lightning, but eventually the moisture builds to where rain begins to fall, which is the beginning of the mature stage. The falling rain then creates a downdraft, and rain-cooled air spreads out along the ground, forming a gust front. A gust front, of course, can produce high winds and even tornadoes, and the falling rain can be light, heavy, or even hail depending on conditions. Eventually, a large amount of precipitation is produced, and the updraft is overcome by the downdraft, beginning the dissipation stage. At the ground, the gust front moves out a long distance from the storm and cuts off the warm, moist air that was feeding the thunderstorm. Rainfall decreases intensely, but lightning remains a danger. There are three different types of thunderstorms, and they are called orographic, air mass, and frontal. Orographic thunderstorms are formed when the air is pushed up on the mountainside. This type of thunderstorm is found only on the windward side of the mountain range. This type of thunderstorm creates heavy rain on the windward side of the mountain, and just on the other side of the mountain, no rain will fall. Air mass thunderstorms are short-lived and usually last 45 minutes to an hour. They usually call this an isolated thunderstorm. It produces brief periods of heavy rain accompanied by thunder and lightning. Frontal thunderstorms are more severe than air mass thunderstorms. Cold air is denser than warm air. As a cold front approaches, a warm air mass rapidly lifts the warm air, creating an unstable situation in the troposphere. If the cold front is strong enough, they can occur anytime, day or night. These storms affect weather in a much larger area than air mass type thunderstorms and frequently produce heavy rain that can fall for several hours on end for hundreds of miles. So now that I have informed you on how thunderstorms form and that the developing, mature, and dissipating stage of each storm vary in length and severity depending on the moisture content in the air and the amount of rising unstable air. Depending on the terrain and other conditions like temperature and moisture, this rising unstable air will develop into an orographic, air mass, or frontal thunderstorm. Of course, the mature stage of thunderstorms produce the vast majority of rainfall and cloud-to-ground lightning strikes with enough energy to splinter trees, create large craters in the ground, and start fires.